Good morning, my viewers, the parents, the teachers, and students as well. Is another Saturday for Easy Numbers, and we are going to study, continue our lesson of last weekend, the mastering of numbers. Last weekend I talked about the triplets, the number 3, the number 6, and the number 9. And I said that the squares of the number 3 are always revolving around one number, 1089. And the longer they are, whether they are 33 or 333 or 3333 and so on, the answer will always be 1089, except that you can stammer your way into the answer by saying 1089, and I had given you how it operates. And then I gave you the number for 356, which was the square of this number 6. And again, I said it's a stammering number. You stammer your way into getting the answer by saying 4356, depending on how long the number of 6s are. The longer the number, the longer you stammer. And finally, I had talked about the squares of the number 9, and I said they were 9801 all the time, revolving on 9801. But a stammering number like 9801. So if you master those three numbers, 1089, 4356, and 9809, you have mastered the squares of 3, 6, and 9. And nobody will ever square faster than you can do, even if he has the fastest computer. Because when you are squaring a number with, for example, 10 threes, then you know that that number, the answer begins by 9 ones, a 0, 9 eights, and a 9 at the end. Likewise, if you are squaring a number with 7 sixes, then you know that that number will begin by 6 fours, then a 3, then 6 fives, and then a 6 at the end. By the same behavior of these numbers, the number 9, if it is, say, 8 nines being squared, then the answer begins by 7 nines and 8, 7 zeros and a 1, and so on and so on. But I said, if you want to be a master of numbers, then you will have to get my small books, the Master of Numbers, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and Book 4, so that you are a complete master. Or you can get my other book called The Making of a Mathematics Genius. Whatever you choose, you find that this knowledge is imparted in your brains and you'll be a genius. I keep telling students that geniuses are not born, geniuses are made. You either allow somebody to make you a genius, or you make yourself a genius. Otherwise, that a person is born a genius, no. All of us are born helpless kids who are just looking for the milk from their mother's breasts, and as soon as they have suckled well and they are satisfied, they have another thanks they give to the mother, and that thanks even a fool won't give, but they do give, urinating on the mother. So, and that's what every child does. So we are born equal, but we become what we become in life by what we make ourselves or what other people make us. So geniuses are not born. And And that's why today I want to expand on this number 9, which I call the king of numbers. Because there are only 10 numbers in the world of mathematics, and these numbers range from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. There's no number beyond 9. There's no number bigger than 9. Any other number you will see is a mere combination of 1 or 2 or 3 of these 10 numbers. And some numbers are even repeated. Like 555 is just a number 5 repeated 3 times. So 9 is the king of those numbers. And it's a very, very friendly number in multiplication. If you are multiplying 9 by any other number, it's a wonderful friend. And that's what I want to teach you today, so that you will never ever have a problem multiplying any number by 9. Now, there are 3 situations in which you are going to get a 9. Either a 9 will be equal in digits with the number we are multiplying, and that situation is called an equal situation. And the second situation is when 9s are more in digits than the number we are multiplying, and that situation is called a more situation. And the final situation is a situation where you will get 9s less in digits than the number we are multiplying. And that situation is called a less situation. And so if you pay attention today, you'll walk out of this lesson as a master of the number 9. And nobody will ever have to multiply by 9 faster than you can do. So let's begin with this situation we call equal situation. That means when 9 is 1 digit, the other number is 1 digit. For example, 8 times 9. 8 is only 1 digit and 9 is 1 digit. Or when 9 is 2 digits, the other number is also 2 digits. Example, 22 times 99. 22 is 2 digits and 99 is 2 digits. Or when 9 is 3 digits, the other number is 3 digits. 547 times 999. 547 is 3 digits and 999 is 3 digits. So that is an equal situation. And there are so many equal situations in the world of mathematics that you are going to meet 9. 9 may be 10 digits when the other number is 10 digits. 9 may be 15 digits when the other number is also 15 digits. But it doesn't matter how big the number is. Today you will see the answer of all this mentally. So let me begin by giving you the sentence which I call a formula. And you can write it down. This is the sentence. When multiplying by 9 in equal situation, just subtract 1 from the number and then build 9s on the remainder. I repeat, when multiplying by 9 in equal situation, just subtract 1 from the number and then build 9s on the remainder. Now let me clarify, the number we are subtracting 1 from is that other number, not the 9 number. You leave 9 intact. You subtract from the other number you are multiplying. And so to give you examples from the one you learned in class 1, where I am saying 8 times 9. This is equal situation where 8 is 1 digit and 9 is 1 digit. So what I'm saying is just subtract 1 from 8 to remain with 7, and then when you do that, this remainder 7, build 9 on it by asking yourself the question, what is the number when added to 7 will make 9? And the answer is 2. So 72 is the answer of 8 times 9. Let us look at another number. 12 times 99. That is 2 digits to 2 digits, equal situation. What I'm saying is just subtract 1 from 12 to remain with 11. And on this remainder, take 1 digit at a time and build 9s by asking yourself, what is it I can add on the first one to make it a 9? The answer is 8. Then you move to the second one and ask the same question. What is it that I can add on this one to make it a 9? And then the answer is 8. So 12 times 99 is 1188. And you can see this answer mentally all the time. If I had a number like this one here, 15 multiplied by 99, equal situation of 2 to 2. Then I see the answer beginning by 14. How do I see that? Because I've subtracted 1 from 15 and I'm left with 14. Then I see that answer continuing with 85. How? By asking myself what can go onto this one to make it a 9, and my reply is 8. And what can be added on this 4 to make it a 9? My reply is 5. So 15 times 99 is 1485. And I'm writing on the board to teach you. Otherwise, once you know the concept, you will see the answers mentally. You will not have to write anything. They are all mental. So now let's look at a slightly bigger. Say 3 digits. 425. Multiply this by 999. You see, 425 is 3 digits. And 999 is 3 digits. That is what I mean by equal situation. When multiplying by 9 in equal situation, just subtract 1 from the other number, the one that is not 9. That means 1 from 425 will leave us with 424. That's the beginning of our answer. And then, to complete our answer, we just build 9s on the remainder by asking ourselves 1 digit at a time. What is it I add on 4 to make 9? The answer is 5. What is it that I add on 7 to make 9? On 2 to make 9? The answer is 7. And finally, what do I add on 4 to make a 9? The answer is 5. And therefore, 425 times 999 is 424,500. 575. Please be free to confirm that on your calculators. And if I'm wrong, please let me know. I may be wrong in calculation or computing, but I'll never be wrong in the concept itself. The concept is just subtract 1 from the other number and then build 9s on the remainder. So this becomes so easy to multiply by 9. I want you to check for me this long number, which I am just going to write the answer. 1236.42. I would like you to calculate that on your calculator and see whether we are right or wrong. I'm talking about an equal situation. So these digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The multiplicand is 6 digits and the multiplier is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is also 6 digits. That is equal situation of 6 by 6. And I'm not going to think about the answer. I am just going to write the answer, because I know that when you're multiplying by 9 in equal situation, you simply subtract 1 from the number. So I'm going to subtract 1 from 1236.42 to remain with 1236.41. And when the number is long, I always advise you to put a small x on the last digit before you start building your 9s, because you can overdo it and then get the wrong answer. So once I know I'm going to stop at this last one, then I start building my 9s, 1 digit at a time. That for this one, I will need an 8 to make it a 9. For this 2, I'll need a 7 to make it a 9. For this 3, I'll need a 6 to make it a 9. And for this 6, I'll need a 3 to make it a 9. For this 4, I'm going to need a 5 to make it a 9. And finally, for this one, I am going to need an 8 to make it a 9. And then I just sector my number and find 1, 2, 3, 4 sectors. It is in a billions size. It is 123,641,876,354. Mentally, no calculating, because I know the behavior of 9 in multiplication. Check that on your calculator and let me know if that's not the answer. But don't behave like many other people do. They do not understand what I've explained, and so they work it the wrong way and start telling me that that was the wrong way. Work it correctly. Subtract 1 from that number and then build 9s on the remainder. You do not build 9s on the number itself. You build 9 on the remainder. So in that way you become a powerful 9 multiplier. That is equal situation. Now I want to go to a second situation, which I called a Moore situation. Today you are going to be genius on 9s. A Moore situation is a situation where 9s are actually more in digits than the other number. Let us look at a number like 43 times 999. When you look at this number here, you will see that 43 is only 2 digits and 999 is 3 digits. That means 9s are more than the other number in digits. This is a Moore situation. Now, when you are dealing with the Moore situation, what you do, you just multiply equal situation first. And then place the excess 9s in the center of that answer. Let's look at a less situation. A less situation will be determined by the shorter number. The shorter number has 2 digits, 43. Therefore, you multiply equal situation of 2 to 2, whereby you just subtract 1 from the number and build 9s on the remainder. So, 43 minus 1 is 42. And on this remainder, I build 9s by 5 and 7. 4 needs a 5 and 2 needs a 7. They must be 9s. And when you look carefully, I have a space in between. That space is the home of any excess 9. And therefore, this problem has only one excess 9. And so you dump that excess 9 in the center, and your answer is 429.57. I'm not struggling with calculating 9 times 3, 9 times 4. All this is not my business. Those are things of the untrained. But for you, I'm training you to become a genius, because numbers are so important in your life. You will become what you become by becoming a master of numbers. You must be a genius on numbers, because any mathematics you are going to find will be nothing but numbers. All the words that in that problem can be exfoliated or can be taken away, and you leave only naked numbers to deal with. So that's why I'm telling you, you must be a master of numbers. Let me give you another example. Another example here is going to be something like 4893. And I'm going to multiply this by a number like this one here, this one here, this one here, and that one there. And if you are thinking that I need a lot of paper to calculate this kind of problem, I don't need that. It's unnecessary, because I know the behavior of 9 in multiplication. And since this is a Moore situation, the rule is you just multiply the equal situation. And the equal situation is determined by the shorter number. The shorter number is 4893. It has 4 digits. So you multiply 4 to 4 equal situation. And that means your multiplication is around here. It leaves the excess 9s out, and there are 2. So go ahead now and multiply this equal situation. 4893 times 9999. Just subtract 1 from 4893 to remain with 4892. That's the beginning of the answer. Build your 9s on the remainder. For this 4, I'm going to need a 5. And for this 8, I'm going to need a 1. And for this 9, I'm going to need a 0. And finally, for that 7, for that 2, I'll need a 7. So this is the answer of 4893 times 9999. But you can see a gap in between. That gap is the home of any excess 9. So in our case, we have 2 excess 9s. So put those 2 excess 9s in the center of the answer. And that's now your complete answer. And I request you again to check this on your calculator back home and see if we are doing the right thing. Because teachers can make or break a student. Because students are like little computers, garbage in, garbage out. So what a teacher gives is what the child gives out. And we must be very careful not to break our children by teaching the wrong concepts. So if you have checked that and confirmed, I'll move on. Now, it does not matter how long the number may be, even if it is 14 times 99,999. Even if it is that. This is a more situation. The rule, multiply the equal situation only, and the shorter number will give you what equal you're multiplying. The shorter number is only 2 digits, so you're multiplying 2 by 2 equal. Whereby you subtract 1 from 14 to remain with 13. Whereby you now build 9s on this remainder. For this one you need an 8, and for this 3 you need a 6. So the answer of 14 times 99 is 1386. Now you see that gap in the center. That is the home of any excess 9. And that 9, there are 1, 2, 3 excess 9s. Put them in the center. 1, 2, 3. That's your complete answer. You can do this. It's 1,399,986. You are not laboring, you are not struggling. You see, in an exam situation, the biggest enemy is the time element. If you cannot beat time, you cannot pass your exams. And therefore, you must find the bullets that can fight time. Even if you are going to be asked to put steps here and there, you will be working from the known. You will have known that my answer is going to be this, but don't let me put what they want. And those steps are not useful in life. They are only useful in passing an exam. Here, I'm not teaching children to just pass exams. I'm teaching children to do both. Pass exams and become geniuses in their life. Because it is the way you are in life that would matter. So that's the way we multiply by 9 in a more situation. And I told you there are 3 categories. 3 categories in which you are going to meet 9 multiplication. 1 was the equal situation. 2 was a more situation. And 3 was a less situation. So this is now a more situation. Let me then go and teach you how you deal with the 9 in a less situation. So a less situation would mean that 9s are fewer. 123 times 99. When you look at this, 123 has 3 digits and 99 has only 2 digits. So this is a less situation. You are multiplying by 9 in a less situation. And this should not even worry you at all. Because this is the formula, I give it in sentence form. When multiplying by 9 in a less situation, add as many zeros as the number of 9s to the number and then subtract the same number. When multiplying by 9 in a less situation, add as many zeros as the number of 9s to the number and then subtract the same number. So what do I mean? The number is not nine, the number of 9, the other number. So it is 123 that I'm talking about. That is the number. Add as many zeros as the number of 9s to the number. The 9s are 2, so add 2 zeros and get 12,300, and then subtract the same number. The same number is 123. So put 123 here and subtract. Later on, when I teach subtractions, I'll teach you how to see it mentally. But for now, go the way you know. So that is 7, and here remained 9, that is 7 again, and here remained 2, that is 1, and then this is 12. And so the answer is 12,177. Again, you can see that I'm not laboring to multiply figures. I am just subtracting and adding. And that's what geniuses do. Geniuses are people who will do the job in the shortest possible time. And I always give an example of 3 people given to cut down a big eucalyptus tree. One person is given a panga, another person is given an axe, and another person is given a power saw. Then we are now going to start cutting these 3 big eucalyptus trees. Then the panga man begins pop, 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 and the hands start boiling, and he's looking for a piece of rag to tie around the panga, and he continues pop, 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 and before you know, the panga has broken, and the tree is still standing still. So that method of cutting, yes, it is cutting. What is the man doing? The man is cutting, yes, agreed. But is that cutting delivering? And the answer is no. Then come to this second man who has an axe. Then he pop, pop, pop. After 15 minutes, he's sweating like a person from the swimming pool. And so he throws off his shirt, the vest and everything, remains a naked chest, and continues pap, pap, yeah? Before he knows, it is 6 in the evening, he has got to go home, the tree hasn't fallen. He still has to come back tomorrow to continue with the job. Of course, he's cutting. Nobody disputes that. He is cutting, and he's using a method. Cutting by the axe. Now, they take this third person who has the power saw. And he's given his big trunked eucalyptus tree. And so, what he comes, he simply looks at the tree, and then removes the top part where the ants have put soil and so on to get the tree clean. And then onto the tree. In 2 minutes the tree is down. Who of these has used the best method? Of course, it is the man who has used less time, less energy, and he has performed the job on the day and time the tree was required to fall. So if you are opposed to these things that they don't show the method, let me tell you, in life we are not looking for methods, we are looking for results. So long as you can get the right results required all the time, then use that method. So the method to multiply any number by 9, like a genius, is to know these three categories: equal situation, more situation, and less situation. You will never meet 9 in any other situation. And now, mathematics has so many combinations. And somebody is going to give you something like 1.33, multiply this by 99.9. 1.33 times 99.9. Then you think that this is a really problem. There's no problem here. When I'll be teaching the categories in which your numbers will appear, and they are again 3, the numbers, the plain numbers, the numbers with the decimals, and the numbers that end in 0. Then you will see how easy it is. Like this is in the category of numbers with the decimals in them. 99.9 multiplied by 1.33. Simply ignore the decimals. Set them aside. How many are they? 1, 2, 3. Set aside the decimals and work this problem as if it had no decimal at all. And that then means that you are multiplying 133 times 999, equal situation of 3 to 3. Just subtract 1 from 133 to remain with 132, and then build 9s on the remainder, and then that is 8 for 1, it is 6 for this 3, and it is 7 for that 2. Once you reach there, return the decimals that you had set aside, and they were 1, 2, 3. Just put 3 decimals in the answer, and that is your answer. You haven't seen me working anything around here. So long as you know the behavior of 9 with other numbers, you are all systems go. That is what we call genius. And that is what we want our children to be. We don't just want our children to rely on gadgets like phones and so on to work out simple problems like those. You see, relying on a gadget means you are very lazy, means you cannot do the job. Why do we enter vehicles? We enter vehicles because we cannot do the distance, or because we are very lazy to walk. We can't move from here to there. Success in life has no space for lazy people. So let's get on to what performs, what gives the results. And forget about this person who is telling you, that's not the way, that's not the way. Mathematics is not a Bible where you cannot change a verse. Mathematics is a science which survives only by research and discovery. And always, the latest and reliable discoveries are the ones that rule the day. So this one rules the day. So if you know how to deal with 9, you will find it a very, very big friend. And for this, I have always said, I do not give a problem without giving a solution. For you to be a master of numbers in your own home, then get these small books I call the Master of Numbers. They are all book 1, book 2, book 3, and book 4. Those small books. And also there is another book I call The Making of a Mathematics Genius. These are not for any class. The parents always ask me, what grade is that? These ones are not for any grade. They are for general consumption. A primarian needs that knowledge, a secondarian needs the knowledge, and even the university fellows need that knowledge. And unfortunately, it is not in our textbooks. It is the biggest missing link that we have in our textbooks. They have endeavored to give good methods of multiplication and so on and so on. They just missed out the number mastery. So parents, make sure your child has this. Or make sure your child has The Making of a Mathematics Genius. Your child must know numbers before he can know mathematics. And throughout your child's life, he will be dealing with numbers. And if your child is that one to rely on a calculator, either on the phone or on what, that child won't do mathematics. Because in himself, he has nothing. And yet, the calculator is deceiving him that he knows something. Beware of wolves that come to you in sheep's clothing. Who are those? The people who pose in front of you as great people with great knowledge, yet inside them they have nothing. Without a calculator, they'll do nothing. Beware. So to become a master of numbers, you need those books that I'm telling you. Because all careers are on numbers. You are a biologist, you still need numbers. You are a chemist, you still need numbers. You are an architecture, you still need numbers. You are an engineer, you still need numbers. You are a lawyer, you still need numbers. This is why they stress on passing mathematics for you to be admitted in that course that you want. Here is the opportunity to be a master of numbers. Play with the numbers like Plato is. And then when the examiner now starts to put words in those numbers, you just play around with them. Let me put some words in a certain problem, and you see what I mean. Mary has a rectangular piece of land. Whose measurements are, the width is 9.99 kilometers. That is the length. And the width is 1.58 kilometers. Calculate the area of Mary's piece of land. The The length is 9.99 kilometers, while the width is 1.58 kilometers. Now I have put words in that. So all you have to do is to exfoliate the words, to remove the words, like we do with an onion. When we want to cook with an onion, we exfoliate it. We remove the drier husks at the top and remain with the really onion that we are going to deal with. And this is dealing with numbers I call naked numbers. You cannot deal with the clothed numbers. It is not possible. Exfoliate them, let them be naked. So remove all the words and remain only with the figure 9.99, and the other one is 1.58. So you are going to multiply length times width to find out the area of this land. Now you look at the figures and you say, oh, there's a 9 involved in this thing here. And what situation is this? Remove the decimals, put them aside, and remain only with the figure 999 times 158. You see your bread and butter. Just kick off one from 158 to remain with 157. And on this, remember, build your nines on it. By this one is 8, this one is 4, and this one is 2. So 999 times 158 is 157,842. Then you come and remember that the figures I'm dealing with had decimals in them. How many decimals were there? Go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4. There were 4 decimals in this. So return the 4 decimals in your answer here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your decimal between 15 and 784. And your answer is this one, and now you just say these are kilometers squared. Words are just like the husks you meet on a ripen banana. Well, although they are very beautiful and so on, but at the end of the day, they are useless to you. The very thing that made you stop that old woman, mama, simama, nipe mandizi kidogo, nipe ambao hapo. Because you saw a brilliant yellow color and you said those were very good bananas. The irony is that as soon as you have it, you are going to throw out the same thing that attracted you. You peel the banana and throw off the husk. And you eat the naked banana. That's what life is all about. You deal with the real thing. You don't deal with what has attracted you, because all that glitters is not gold. And so you crush your problem, throwing away the words, and you have your answer there glaring at you. So children must be very careful to master numbers. Now, when you are in primary, I will urge you to buy the CBC Primary Mathematics Revision. It has powerful revision in it, and it goes up to grade 9. Parents, have that if your child is in primary. Along with that, have the 21st century mathematics formula for that primarian. Because all maths requires formula. When in high school, get the mathematics notes. They are Form 1, which is now grade 9, with its notes. Form 2 with its own mathematics notes. Form 3 with its own mathematics notes. And Form 4 with its own mathematics notes. Forget the myth that mathematics is not a reading subject. There are notes that you read and store in the head to become a mathematician. Then also get the high school mathematics formula, for there is no mathematics without a formula. So get those to be well equipped. And also, I cannot help you access other subjects like physics, like chemistry, like biology, like English, especially the English notes, because most of the subjects are tested in English. You need to understand English very well. And for you to do that, you will get the English notes for high school, which is very usable in primary also. So get those. And finally, it's no point educating children when you don't know what they are going to be. Get The Universe and Man. In that small book, you'll find the careers of your child depending on the day when that child was born. You will also find the timings when and where to do what you want to do. You want to do farming, good timings. You want to open business, good timings. You want to go in for marriage, good timings are in that small book, which you should not miss in your house. Get that an important library book in your home, The Universe and Man. So with that, we are completely equipped and we are ready to succeed in life. To reach me, you call me on telephone numbers 0721 901 429. I repeat for you, telephone number 0721 901 429. Don't look for these books in the bookshops. They are not there. Just give me a call and I'll direct you on how to get them. Until next weekend, it is bye-bye from Dr. Kundo.